What's going on, guys? It's O from Mount Confidence. In today's video, I want to talk about how you can become an extrovert if you are an introvert. So knowing me, you probably already know this, I'm an introvert. I like to spend time alone. I don't hang out with people as often. I like to do things on my own. I'm not a talker. Like if I were to go to a club or a lounge, I'm not the type of guy that's going around talking to everyone. No, I'm actually just observing, and every now and then I'll approach someone, I'll talk to someone. So I was originally naturally an introvert, but for me it got to I was extremely introvert, and that was affecting my social life because I would never talk to anyone. I would never put myself in situations where I had to have a conversation with someone. I would never be open to the idea of hanging out with people, at least the past few years of my life. Now, growing up as a teenager, I had friends around me. I had lots of friends. I would say I was more extrovert than introvert. But then a new phase of my life where I became an introvert, and that happens. You know, things are going on in your life. You get depressed. You know, things are not going your way, so you kind of like shift into this introvert place. Especially if you get hurt, like bad relationship with partner or a friend or whatnot, you become more of an introvert. So it's like seasons, right? Like they come and go. You can shift between extrovert, introvert, but people tend to lean on one naturally. Like that's their natural place to be. So for me, my natural place to be was an introvert, because as a little kid, I was like that, and then I became an extrovert, and then I became an introvert again, and now it's like I'm finding my balance. I'm being both. Now, of course, seasons have to do with this. So like winter and summer, like I'm totally different. Like in the winter, I'm a different person. In the summer, I'm a different person. Like in the summer, I'm more of an extrovert. In the winter, I'm more of an introvert. It's just part of my nature, I guess. But if you do happen to like be in this extreme introverted place where it's affecting you, you're not making friends, you're not attracting love into your life, relationships, attracting just people into your life, and it's causing you to be alone and feel alone all the time, then there's things that you can do. So one of the things that I advise you to do, or one of the things that I did, I started to surround myself with extroverted people. Because guys, your way of living, like if you're an introvert and you're trying to be an extrovert and you don't know what an extrovert is and how they handle life and situations and conversations, you don't have the skills of an extrovert. So by you being around people that are extroverted, you will pick up those skills, and so you can apply those skills and you know, have these extroverted skills, if you will. And so that's the first thing that I would advise you to do, is pick someone that's extroverted, be around that person, pick up the skills, see how they go on about life, because an introvert and an extrovert, like they clearly don't go the same way about life. You know, one is always, you know, social and around people, and one is very introspective, meditator, if you will, but it doesn't mean that they can't coexist. They can, but you gotta surround yourself with an environment that allows you to pick up the skills of the other. Another thing that I did was I started to better my self-esteem. So how I viewed myself, my self-image, I would affirm, like on a daily basis, things that I wanted to be. Like I would visualize me going out and talking to girls and talking to people and having like this huge friend circle, and all those things happen. And it's because I was I wasn't just trying to be an extrovert, but I was being an extrovert and becoming an extrovert, if that makes any sense. So let's say you want to become, for example, a runner, right? So you want to do like a marathon. You literally have to be a runner. Like in this instant, you gotta think like a runner, you gotta listen like a runner, you gotta like do everything like a runner. You gotta surround yourself with everything about running. So you're being that runner so that you become a runner. So you have to see yourself as an extroverted person, see yourself out there talking to people, having the confidence to approach anyone, and be this spark, or be this light, this magnet that attracts people. Like you have to see, you have to visualize, you have to affirm it to yourself, because the old you like needs to realize that I need you to shift away for now because right now I'm trying to be an extrovert. So like you're brainwashing yourself basically by constantly affirming to yourself, visualizing, and just acting like you're an extrovert, like literally playing a lie. And eventually that lie is going to become true. Another thing that I would advise you to do is start joining things. So clubs, sports, joining workshops, seminars, joining things, events. By you constantly doing that, you're naturally forcing yourself to be out there. And eventually when you're out there and you're looking awkward and you don't know what to say to people, like it's only until a certain point where you realize that you gotta snap out of this, and so you literally start forcing yourself, and then it just becomes second nature. It's like you're training that skill by just being out there, by joining all these things that interest you. Don't join things that don't interest you. Join things that interest you, because that is an icebreaker right away. Like that, when you meet, or like when there's someone and you want to talk to that person, it's like you're already there doing something that you love, so you can talk about it. And the last thing that I suggest is cutting back on your introverted friends. Now, I'm not saying ditch them and tell them to fuck off, but it's like you're just putting a hold just so you can work on you. Because think of it this way, if you don't work on you and you don't give people your 100%, that's unfair for them, because they're going to experience this smaller version of yourself, and you're not going to be as loving and supporting. And so it's not a selfish thing to do. If anything, it actually benefits them, because you're going out there to improve something about you, so you can bring that into the table and bring your full 100% you. So these tips is what I have for now. I will talk about this topic more in future videos. If you happen to like the video, please give the video a thumbs up below, and support the channel by sharing this video with a friend that is thinking about joining the club, or just bettering their extroverted skills, if you will. And like always, O for my confidence,